Hey everyone, it's Josh from Blockchain DXB and today is the 14th of April 2026 and the price of Bitcoin on the global cryptocurrency market is definitely going off the chart. And what happened guys is, President Donald Trump, he did actually announce blockade by US Marine in the Straits of Hormuz, and because of that, looks like it has had a direct impact on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now here's the thing regarding blockade by the US Marine guys. They've also added minesweepers, and at this point of time Satoshi, there are rumors that so far as the ships are concerned regarding United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia, they are given a clean pass. Now this is definitely great news for the United Arab Emirates, but here's the thing guys, there is no official news regarding this, and what is really interesting to know Satoshi is that the market sentiment has also picked up pace, so it looks like this is a positive momentum, isn't it? But there's some crazy development going on regarding crypto ETF. Surprisingly, we do have outflows. Now we'll definitely go ahead and delve into finer details regarding this. Now the reason Satoshi why there is so much of outflows is because the data that we are looking at is more connected to yesterday's data, that is Monday's data, and by that time blockade was not implemented. Now I'm pretty much sure because of the news connected to blockade, we might be seeing inflows once again, but the cryptocurrency world is absolutely wild, isn't it? So at a geopolitical level, Satoshi, what do you think are the key things that will directly impact the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies?
The key takeaway is that geopolitical uncertainty can drive prices as markets react to shifts in power and look for alternative assets. Listeners should focus on how regulatory clarity develops alongside these tensions and monitor stablecoin volume and DEX activity, as those can indicate market sentiment. The situation is dynamic.
You're absolutely correct, Satoshi, and in the Blockchain DXB podcast, we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on a lot of these things. Now the first news in today's episode, we'll go ahead and discuss the impact of blockade on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. We'll go ahead and discuss the specific impact on blockade on cryptocurrencies. But as we talked about, there's crypto outflows, which I think might change in the next 24 to 48 hours. But overall, the market is definitely looking great. Now what I'm really liking guys is, along with blockade, we do have some positive development by US Security and Exchange Commission. Now Satoshi, do you want to tell our listeners what is it that we're going to be discussing later on in today's episode regarding SEC clarifying broker rules?
So, George, we're looking at how the SEC is proposing some crypto interfaces don't need to register as brokers. They just have to prove they're just tools.
And what I thought, Satoshi, what we'll do is, we'll also go ahead and discuss, does this news actually impact privacy coins as well? And in the episode that we talked about yesterday, Satoshi, we also talked about some rumors going on regarding Straits of Hormuz, where Iran is going to be accepting Bitcoin. Look guys, that is misleading information. Now in today's episode, we'll go ahead and discuss, maybe privacy coins may be a better option. Now look guys, I cannot stress this enough. In Dubai, UAE and the Middle East, there is absolutely no room for privacy coins, and it is extremely important that you go ahead and follow regulations. Now the next news, Satoshi, is a really interesting news, and this is connected to UFC, isn't it, and Crypto.com. They're offering $1 million for UFC fighters, and this is connected to a massive event that is scheduled to take place at the White House, and this event guys is scheduled to take place on President Donald Trump's birthday. Now look guys, I'm a massive fan of UFC, and just over the weekend there was if not one of the biggest events of this year, and there was a fighter called Josh Hawkett. He probably had the biggest fight in the history of UFC, and immediately after the fight, he was added on the UFC fight card as well, so we'll definitely go ahead and discuss this. Now $1 million as UFC bonus is definitely a huge amount, and there are only 7 fights scheduled to take place, so we'll definitely go ahead and delve into that. Now the final news for today, Satoshi, is connected to Polkadot, isn't it? Do you want to tell our listeners what is the news that we're going to be discussing later on in today's episode? Because there was an exploit for $1 billion, right?
Yes, we'll discuss how a bug in Hyperbridge's token gateway allowed an exploit that created $1 billion worth of fake DOT tokens. We'll cover the losses and the team's response.
And here's the thing guys, it is so important that you go ahead and follow official sources by them. And the best place to go and follow the Hyperbridge team is via X, and I'm just hoping that you're not affected by it. So looks like guys, we have quite a lot of interesting things to cover in today's episode, and like we do in every Blockchain DXB podcast, Satoshi, we will be looking at 2 news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Do you want to tell our listeners what is the first news that we're going to be discussing later on in today's episode, please?
So, George, the first item is about Red Cloud signing a $30 million deal to deploy its AI engine in Saudi Arabia. It's set to improve supply chains in the consumer goods market over 5 years. That's a significant regional development.
We will definitely delve into that. And what about the second news today, Satoshi? That is another interesting news, right?
Yes, George. The second item features First Mills in Saudi Arabia, deploying AI across all their wheat milling plants. They're using a mathematically verified system to help forecast demand and manage inventory. It's another step towards smarter production in the region. That's our news coverage for today.
So looks like we have quite a lot of interesting things to cover guys in today's episode. But before we go ahead and kickstart today's episode, a quick word from our sponsors. Hey everyone, this episode is powered by a new sponsor, that is Amana, and they are the region's first and fastest growing regulated all-in-one trading and investing app. So look guys, whether you're looking into invest in US stocks like Apple or Tesla, or many giants like ADNOC or Salik, Amana puts the financial markets on your fingertips. It includes gold, foreign exchange, ETFs, futures, commodities, and guess what guys? They have over 375 cryptocurrencies, and this makes them the biggest crypto selection in the region. Now for the Blockchain DXB listeners guys, if you want to go and build long-term wealth without thinking about it every day, explore Amana's pre-built auto investment plans, and all you have to do is set your monthly budget, choose your preferred asset category, and let Amana automate the investing for you. Zero fees, zero lockups, 100% customizable. And here's the thing guys, funding your account is easier than ever. You can fund your account with Apple Pay, Google Pay, credit cards, instant bank deposits, and even crypto wallets. No friction and no hassles. And the best part is guys, let's say if you need support, you would absolutely love Amana for this, cause they offer 24/6 human customer service, as well as a personalized sales support, real people, real help, and the customer support is in English as well as in Arabic. And for the Blockchain DXB listener and community guys, I do have something really exclusive for you. What you can do is register with Amana using the code Blockchain DXB, or you can also use the link that is in the show notes below. And here's the best part guys, once you register, fund your account with a minimum of $100 and at least go ahead and make one trade, and then you'll receive a $100 trading bonus credit to your account the following month. But look guys, it's real important to note, the bonus is non-withdrawable. It is there to help you trade and learn. So look guys, if you're looking for a transparent, powerful and easy to use app, that's Amana for you. So what are you waiting for guys? Download the app now, or you can also visit the website that is amana.app, and don't forget to use the code BlockchainDXB. And Amana guys is all markets one app. Next guys, I'm happy to announce that Blockchain DXB is the official media partner with one of the OGs in the cryptocurrency and blockchain event space, and that is Blockchain Futuristic Conference taking place in Florida this year, as well as ETH Women taking place simultaneously. And trust me guys, this is an event that you don't want to miss, isn't it? Cause for the very first time, North America's most immersive Web3 event is heading to the United States of America, and the Blockchain Futurist Conference and ETH Women event is actually taking place between the 5th and 6th of November. And the location is absolutely stunning guys. It is taking place at Guitar Hotel at Hard Rock, which is in Hollywood, Florida. That's right guys, palm trees, panels, and the biggest mind in blockchain and cryptocurrency is all in one place. So there will be multi-stage panels, NFT galleries, DeFi showcases, hand-on tech demos, metaverse experiences, even outdoor VIP cabanas, and quite a lot more. And the Guitar Hotel at Hard Rock guys is one of the most iconic venues in the country. So look guys, if you're in the Web3 space, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, or even artificial intelligence space, or just want to do some serious networking, this is the place that you got to be. And to all of you Blockchain DXB listeners guys, we have something really interesting for you, cause you can get a 25% off the tickets. So just use the code DXB25, and the link to the event as well as the code is in the show notes below. And as an official media partner, I'll be doing exclusive live coverage, interviews, behind the scenes access, and I will be spotlighting some of the most exciting projects shaping the future of decentralized finance tech. So if you're at the venue guys, definitely come and say hi. Maybe we can catch up for a coffee as well. So listen guys, the code is DXB25, and by using this code you will be eligible for a 25% discount. And the event is taking place between the 5th and 6th of November 2025 at the iconic Guitar Hotel at Hard Rock, that is in Hollywood, Florida. And in the show notes below guys, there's all contact details for Blockchain Futuristic Conference Florida 2025, as well as ETH Women. And look guys, this is the future of blockchain technology brought into life, so don't just read about it, be there and head to the website that is futuristconference.com, and go ahead and use the code DXB25. So see you at the event. Next, Advanced Media. Advanced Media guys is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well, and Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm, And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They are taking corporate social responsibility very seriously, and they are focusing on 3 Ps, that is people, planet, and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE. So definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing, and hosting training workshops, seminars, and community events that educate, inform, and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gulf Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform, check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now, guys, since you're taking care of that, let's quickly run to the global cryptocurrency market. Now, immediately, guys, after the blockade was implemented, the global cryptocurrency market is actually pumped up, and right now it has crossed the $2.60 trillion mark. The global cryptocurrency market right now is at $2.64 trillion. And here's the thing, Satoshi. This improvement represents a 4.3% increase since the last 24 hours. And what I'm really liking, if you look at the total cryptocurrency market volume, it has actually smashed the $100 billion mark. Right now it is at $125 billion. But here's the thing, Satoshi. The volume of decentralized exchanges isn't looking that great. It is still below the $10 billion mark. As a matter of fact, the volume of decentralized exchanges is below the $5.50 billion mark. It is only at $5.29 billion. And here's the thing, Satoshi, if you look at the total fees collected for these transactions at $5.2 billion is only $51.79 million. But what has happened since the last 24 hours? The total value locked has picked up a lot of pace. Right now it is at $97.95 billion. Now, because the total value locked has increased, Satoshi, just means that a lot of businesses are buying tokens that is connected to proof of stake tokens and becoming validators, right?
That's right. When more value is locked in those protocols, it can indicate higher demand for validation and confidence in those networks, which can push prices higher. It reflects an active participation in the space, even while DEX volume might be lagging behind.
Now, another matrix Satoshi which I'm not liking is the decentralized to centralized exchange ratio percentage, or in other words, the dominance. It is only at 14.84%, which just means that despite the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies pumping up, a lot of people are using centralized exchanges. But here's an important discussion we should be looking at, Satoshi, and this is connected to crypto outflows. And I'm talking about ETF-related outflows. Unfortunately, despite the prices picking up pace, we are seeing outflows that is accumulating to $92.6 million. But here's the thing, guys. This particular matrix is taken via defalama.com, and this particular matrix is reflected based on trading volumes that ended yesterday, and only after that the blockade was implemented. So am I right in saying, Satoshi, because the blockade was implemented later on in the day, we might be seeing crypto-related inflows in the next few hours? What is your take regarding it?
Sure things, George. We could see those outflows turn into inflows as the market processes the blockade news and those regulatory rules. The movement of stablecoins and DEXs also suggests people are still trading despite some caution.
So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens over the next 24 to 48 hours. But here's the thing, guys, whatever we are saying is definitely not financial advice. Make sure you go and do your own research. Now I want you to do one thing, Satoshi. I want you to read out a matrix that is connected to decentralized exchanges. So why don't you do one thing? Why don't you read out the matrix for top 5 for our listeners, please?
Sure thing, George. The top 5 DEXs are Uniswap with $1.69 billion in volume, PancakeSwap with $1.14 billion, Aerodrome with $528.71 million, BisonFi with $264.69 million, and Orca with $244.4 million.
And here's the thing, guys, since the last 24 hours, the volume of stablecoins has also picked up pace, with Tether USDT at $101.92 billion, Circle USDC is at number 2nd, and its 24-hour volume is $14.09 billion, and at number 3rd is FDUSD, and its volume after a very long time has crossed the $400 million mark. It is at $434.52 million. Now, Satoshi, can you tell our listeners the market cap of Bitcoin? What is going on since the last 24 hours and dominance? And do the same thing for Ethereum as well for our listeners, please.
Certainly, George. Bitcoin's market cap is around $1.49 trillion, with a 24-hour trading volume of about $54.85 billion, and its dominance is at 57.01%. For Ethereum, the market cap is $286.49 billion, trading volume is $24.97 billion, and its dominance is 10.59%.
Well, thank you so much for that. And if you look at Ripple, guys, right now it is still at number 3rd. It is overtaken Binance BNB Coin by a really long shot, with a market cap of $83.96 billion, and so far as its 24-hour volume is concerned, right now it is at $2.81 billion. Now, Satoshi, in every Blockade DXB podcast, we tend to look at one new matrix. What I want you to do is, in today's episode, I want you to run through some matrix that is connected to China. So why don't you tell our listeners some matrix that is connected to cryptocurrencies that are connected to China, please?
Certainly, George. We have the Made in China market cap, which is currently around $127 billion, seeing a 2.7% change recently. Looking at the top 5, Binance BNB Coin dominates with a market cap of $83.70 billion. Next is Tron with $30.47 billion, followed by Mantle at $2.69 billion, OKB at $1.76 billion, and Astar at $1.366 billion.
Well, thank you so much for that, Satoshi. And look, guys, from a political point of view, President Donald Trump will be meeting the officials from China, I believe, next month. And now, during that time, Satoshi, do you see a bump in all of these tokens that is connected to China?
It's possible, George. Political meetings can definitely influence market sentiment and investor confidence, leading to price changes. If positive news comes out, those China-linked tokens could pump.
Now, as and when the date comes by, Satoshi will definitely go and touch base on that particular news. Now, let's do one thing, Satoshi. Let's go and look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. Why don't you do one thing? Why don't you tell our listeners what is going on regarding Bitcoin? Talk about the price, what is going on since the last 24 hours and 7 days, and do the same thing for Ethereum and Ripple for our listeners, please.
All right, George. Bitcoin is currently around $74,489, up about 4.86% in the last 24 hours, and up 8.88% over the last week. Ethereum's price is $2,374, showing an 8.23% increase in a day, and up 13.69% over the week. Lastly, Ripple XRP is at 136, up 2.86% in 24 hours, and up 3.96% in the last week.
Thank you so much for that, Satoshi. Really appreciate that. And here's the thing, guys, because of Trump effect, the market sentiment is definitely increased. Right now, the market sentiment is at neutral. and the number is pumped up to 55. So in almost 6 months, Satoshi, because of clarification that is connected to Blockade, looks like the market sentiment has reacted positively. And look, Satoshi, the only thing I can say is that a successful blockade in the Straits of Hormuz is actually pushing Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies higher, as the market is reacting to geopolitical tensions with a shift towards alternative assets like Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And am I right in saying, Satoshi, market is reacting to clarity of information because it is boosting the investor confidence, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. Geopolitical tension combined with more clarity can definitely boost Bitcoin and crypto as investors look for other options and react to market changes. It can boost investor confidence.
Now let's do one thing, Satoshi. Let's go ahead and discuss the next news. And this is connected to US Security and Exchange Commission. And the news causes that the Security and Exchange Commission is actually proposing that certain crypto interfaces don't need to register as brokers. Why don't you do one thing, Satoshi? Why don't you give out final details regarding this news for our listeners, please?
So, George, the SEC is suggesting that some crypto interfaces, like apps or wallets, might not need to register as broker-dealers if they act as neutral tools that don't offer advice or control transactions. They must be transparent, follow objective rules, and disclose risks. It's a temporary step to clarify regulations while they work on a complete framework.
And am I right in saying, Satoshi, that these platforms can actually avoid registration if they only act as neutral tools, meaning they should not be giving any advice, promoting any specific trades or control transactions?
That's exactly right. The key, according to the SEC, is that they stay neutral. They shouldn't guide users, promote tokens, or handle the actual transactions. They also need to be clear about risks and how their systems work. It's about providing a tool, not brokering deals.
Now I wanted to pick your brain, Satoshi. What about mixing services, such as, let's say, Tornado Cash or different mixing services? Do you think it is applicable for them as well?
Well, mixing services operate differently. George, their primary function is to obfuscate transaction history, which is quite different from providing a trading interface. Because they actively process funds to enhance privacy, they are likely subject to different regulations, often around money transmitter laws, rather than broker-dealer rules.
That does make a lot of sense. Now, Satoshi, in the episode that we discussed yesterday, we talked about rumors circulating regarding Straits of Hormuz that Iran is actually accepting Bitcoin. Now, we need to tell our listeners, this is only rumors at this point of time and there is no official news. Now, I wanted to have a quick discussion regarding that, Satoshi. Am I right in saying, let's say if Iran was still to accept Bitcoin in order to avoid sanctions, and we're talking about this in context of Straits of Hormuz, the United States of America, what they can do is, they can go ahead and put the public addresses on a sanction list. That is an easy way to penalize Iranian officials, isn't it? What is your take regarding that?
You've described a plausible scenario, George. If Iran were to use Bitcoin to bypass sanctions, the U.S. could potentially add public addresses associated with those activities to their sanction lists. This would make it difficult for anyone complied with U.S. law to interact with them, effectively pressurizing the system. It highlights the ongoing tension between decentralized currencies and centralized financial control.
What about privacy coins, Satoshi? Privacy coins such as Monero could be an escape route in order to go ahead and avoid sanctions, right?
Yes, privacy coins like Monero, which conceal transaction amounts and addresses, could be used to attempt to avoid sanctions by making it much harder to track those funds. However, regulators are increasingly focused on exchanges and their reporting requirements, which still creates a potential point of friction.
And regarding privacy coins, Satoshi, it is completely banned in the United Arab Emirates. Now, keeping the drama going on at the geopolitical level, banning privacy coins does make a lot of sense. So look, guys, I cannot stress this enough. While LinkedIn, I used to see so many LinkedIn posts before the blockade got implemented that Iranian officials are accepting Bitcoin. This, to be honest, is not true. And more importantly, it does not make any sense because every transaction that is done on the Bitcoin network is publicly verifiable for absolutely anyone to go and check it. And let's say if they still go and do that, the public addresses will be sanctioned and it will be put in the OFAC list. Now, the only argument you can make is Bitcoin miners who are located in Iran, let's say if they do have some hash power, they might be able to go and approve these transactions, but right now we know that majority of the hash does remain in the United States of America, China and other countries, and let's say if these miners from these regions were to go ahead and upload these transactions, I'm pretty much sure President Donald Trump will go ahead and implement tariffs to these countries. So in a way, according to me, it is a great win for United States of America. Now let's go ahead and do one thing, Satoshi. Let's go ahead and discuss the next news. And this is connected to a really interesting partnership by UFC, that is Ultimate Fighting Championship, and this is connected to an event scheduled to take place on the birthday of President Donald Trump on the 14th of June 2025. And this event is called as UFC Freedom 250 and it is taking place at the lawn of White House. And here's the thing, guys, in order to go ahead and mark the 10-year anniversary, Crypto.com is creating a 1 million bonus pool for fighters, which will be paid in the native token called a CRO. And I'm pretty much sure, guys, because of this announcement and with the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies pumping up, the CRO token has picked up pace as well. And here's the thing, Satoshi, it is important to note that this particular set of bonus is separate from the usual UFC performance reward, which right now under the Paramount deal is roughly around $100,000. And at the UFC Freedom Fight event, guys, there are only 7 events scheduled to take place, so you're talking about roughly around $200,000 per fighter, plus another $100,000. It is definitely a massive deal and a game changer in my honest opinion. And I wouldn't be surprised, let's say if Coinbase is involved and other cryptocurrency exchanges or maybe even Ripple gets involved in this. I think it is a great marketing tool for the cryptocurrency industry as well. Really great move. And look guys, I'm a massive fan of UFC and this amount of $1 million bonus to UFC fighters is an absolutely humongous amount. And so far as this event is concerned, it is completely free of cost for attendees and free of cost for people all over the world to watch as well. And the event Satoshi is expected to attract global attention. Cryptocurrencies at a historic location, definitely a genius move. Now let's do one thing, Satoshi. Let's go ahead and discuss the unfortunate news for today. And this is connected to Polkadot. Do you want to explain to our listeners what actually happened in Polkadot?
Certainly, George. There was an exploit on Polkadot resulting in about $1 billion worth of fake DOT tokens created. Apparently, the attacker found a flaw in Hyperbridge's token gateway, minted the tokens, and sold them, though the actual losses on Ethereum were around $237,000. The good news is that this only affected Bridge DOT, not Native DOT. They've paused bridging and are working on a fix now.
So regarding this $237,000 loss, Satoshi, do you think it is the protocol that is impacted or do you think it is the end users that has been impacted by this?
It looks like the protocol itself was hit, George, because the exploit was in their bridge system. So it's likely the protocol took the direct hit, rather than individual users.
That in a way is kind of better than the users getting impacted, isn't it? Really unfortunate news. Now the only thing what I suggest our listeners to do is go ahead and follow the Hyperbridges team via X, and they are providing constant update regarding this. Now the only thing I can say is, Satoshi, usually in these cases, it is the X account that gets hacked. So I'm hoping that the X account does not get hacked for them. That would be absolutely devastating. Let's say if the attacker goes ahead and hacks the X account and does go ahead and force users to go ahead and make another mistake, isn't it?
That's a really important point, George. You're right. The risk of social media accounts being compromised is high, and that can spread misinformation even faster. Directing listeners to the official X account for real-time updates is the best move. Hopefully the team has strong security protocols in place to prevent that.
Well, that is absolutely correct, Satoshi, and hopefully the X account does not get hacked. So these were some macro level newscasts on the Bitcoin blockchain and cryptocurrency world. Now let's do one thing, Satoshi. Let's go ahead and look at 2 news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Let's go ahead and discuss the first news, Satoshi, because this is a $30 million deal in Saudi Arabia, isn't it? Do you want to tell our listeners what is this news all about? Because a company called Red Cloud is involved in this, right?
Sure, George. Let's take a deep dive into this. So Red Cloud signed a $30 million deal to bring their AI engine to Saudi Arabia. The agreement is set for 5 years with up to $6 million in revenue per year. They're focusing on Saudi's huge $68 billion consumer goods market. The AI system, called RAID, helps improve supply chains using real-time data. The Saudi market has a massive $9.4 billion inventory problem due to poor coordination, and RAID aims to fix that. The deal supports Red Cloud's expansion through local partnerships and aligns with Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030 plan for economic growth.
And I'm right in saying, Satoshi, that this is Red Cloud's second major deal after a $50 million deal. I believe it was in Turkey, right?
That's spot on, George. You got it. This is their second big deal, following a $50 million partnership with Turkey.
And here's the thing, guys, the potential joint venture revenue now reaches about $80 million. But here's the thing, guys, the company's stock is at a near low, down heavily this year. But despite that, analysts are still rating it a strong buy with higher targets. And so far as Red Cloud is concerned, they have generated $48.4 million revenue with 63% growth recently. However, guys, the company is currently borrowing cash quickly. Now, the CEO is actually saying that the global supply chain has already lost $2 trillion yearly due to poor decisions. And so far as retailers are concerned, now they will get better product access and supply visibility. And so far as manufacturers and distributors are concerned, they will also get better data to scale. And so far as RAID AI is concerned, Satoshi, as you mentioned, they have an accuracy of 80%, and this is across 3.7 million real transactions. So really interesting news. Now let's do one thing, Satoshi. Let's go ahead and discuss the next news. And this news is also from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, isn't it? Do you want to tell our listeners what is this news? And am I right in saying, Satoshi, that this particular platform is actually developed by a UK-based company as well?
Yes, George. It turns out the platform is developed by a UK company called Kodamai. First Mills in Saudi Arabia is rolling out AI across all 4 of its wheat milling plants. They're one of the biggest wheat producers over there. The system they're using is called Kelvin Grove. They're claiming it's the first mathematically verified AI at an enterprise scale. The AI is going to handle thousands of daily decisions, like improving supply chains in real time, forecasting demand, and managing inventory.
And am I right in saying, Satoshi, that this particular move does support Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030 strategy as well, right?
That's exactly right, George. It aligns perfectly with their Vision 2030 plans to boost the economy and use more advanced tech.
And here's the thing, guys, the AI that they use will handle thousands of daily operation decisions, and as Satoshi mentioned, it will improve supply chain coordination in real time, and it also helps forecast demand and manage inventory better. And so far as the system is concerned, it monitors production quality against strict standards, and it also automates repetitive tasks to reduce workloads on teams, and this allows staff to focus more on growth and expansion. And every AI decision, guys, is fully traceable and auditable, and the system ensures strong governance and regulatory compliance. And so far the AI that they're using, it is built using advanced math like category theory and type theory, and every action, guys, is verified before execution, and this is to ensure accuracy, and the goal is to create a trusted, explainable and reliable AI system. So really interesting news. And look, guys, since the last 2 years I've always said this, when it comes to artificial intelligence, Saudi Arabia along with Abu Dhabi and Dubai, they're definitely leading the front, not just in the Middle East, probably in the entire world as well. So thank you so much for that, Satoshi. So these were the news, guys, on the Bitcoin, blockchain, cryptocurrency and artificial intelligence world from Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes, it's going to be an Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So let's do one thing, Satoshi. Let's go ahead and kickstart with the Ask Me Anything series, alright?
Sounds like a plan, George. Let's get started with the Ask Me Anything segment. To everyone listening, feel free to send over any questions you have about Bitcoin, blockchain, crypto, or anything else we discussed.
Let's go ahead and kick this thing off.
Hey everyone, it's Satoshi from the Blockchain DXB podcast, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. We have a question by Danny. Could SEC clarity trigger more institutional entry into crypto markets? Well, Danny, more defined regulations could definitely boost confidence for larger players who need legal certainty. What are your thoughts on that, George?
The answer to that, Satoshi, is an upfront yes, isn't it? And here's the thing, Danny, under the Trump administration, the SEC as well as the CFTC, they have a very pro-cryptocurrency stance. So I do feel a lot of institutional investors, because of clarity by the US Security and Exchange Commission, they will be more confident and motivated to get involved in this. But at the same time, there's also massive risk. What happens, let's say, if the administration changes, and I'm not just talking about United States of America, let's say even in other countries, because historically, look, Satoshi, when you talk about right-wing politicians, they are massive fans of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, but the left-leaning administration, they are more detractors of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, isn't it? Now, regarding Danny's question, I definitely think yes. The answer to that is yes. But what happens, let's say, if the opposition party, they get into office, they will definitely go ahead and erode a lot of these crypto regulations as well, right?
That's a crucial point, George. Political shifts can definitely change the regulatory landscape, creating uncertainty and potentially reversing progress. It shows the need for broader, more consistent support across different parties.
And this clarity regulation, Satoshi, also touches base regarding privacy coins, because look, as you mentioned earlier in the episode today, when you talk about privacy coins, we can't go ahead and promote privacy coins in Dubai, and Dubai is if not one of the best regulations in the world called as Dubai's VARA, that is Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority. They are definitely pro-cryptocurrencies and pro-innovation, but when it comes to privacy coins, they have said a big fat no. The same thing is regarding algorithmically backed stable coins as well. So look, regulations are definitely great, but at the same time, they can go and restrict a lot of innovations as well. And when you talk about Genius Act in the United States of America, Satoshi, I believe they said a big fat red no to algorithmically backed stablecoin as well.
That's a fair point, George. Regulations can be a double-edged sword. While they bring clarity, they can also stifle innovation or ban certain types of assets, like privacy coins in Dubai or algorithmic stablecoins in some places. It highlights that there's a balance to be struck between safety and allowing new ideas to flourish.
You're absolutely correct, Satoshi, and look, I cannot stress this enough, guys. Under the Trump administration, the US Security and Exchange Commission, along with CFTC, they've had a positive stance, and I'm definitely hoping that trend to continue possibly forever, but definitely an interesting question, Danny. And that's about all, guys, from the Ask Me Anything series on Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Remember, Monday to Thursdays, we have Blockchain DXB podcast. We look at the process. We look at the latest technological development. We discuss everything at a macro level. We also talk about politics, because politicians right now is directly impacting the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. We then look at 2 news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. We look at the latest technological development. Artificial intelligence is definitely a hot topic in the Middle East, and the Middle East is definitely taking leaps and bounds, and there are so many innovations taking place in the world of artificial intelligence, and Dubai, UAE and the Middle East is definitely a hot area right now. And what you're listening to right now, guys, is the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.